All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Haikyuu, Season 2, Episode 17.
Oh, Daichi is down.
Yeah, Daichi is hurt.
Yes.
And if he gets taken out of the match, we're going to have to sub in a player.
Yep, and this is the first set, so that means they'll have to go the entire rest of the game without their leader.
But if he's seriously injured, they might have to go the whole rest of the tournament.
Which would be a problem.
Yeah, the whole Miyagi Prefecture qualifiers and everything just be without Daichi. And Daichi is like a huge portion of their defense.
Yes.
And just the team's overall kind of cohesion.
Yeah.
So someone else would have to kind of step up and take take the reins of things. Yeah. And they're playing against a very good team in Wakunan, so it's not like the game. It's not like the game against Jozenji where they can kind of just stay chill and just slog it out.
Yep. They're a couple points ahead, but that's with Daichi, so...
Yeah. I could see this being a 3-set game where they lose the second set as they transition to being in a place without Daichi.
Yep.
I think that, as we discussed in the previous bit, either Ennoshita or Sugawara need to kind of step up and take a place here.
Yep.
I hope that Daichi is just out for a game.
Yeah, because that would seriously suck if he was out for the whole thing.
I don't think they'll do that. I think that
that'd be like an off-screen character death, basically.
Well, I got you. But he could cheer on from the sidelines and stuff and give kind of direction and stuff.
That's true.
But if he is, say, at least somewhat involved in this game and stuff, there's a lot of players who are on the defensive side who could kind of step up a little bit more.
Sure.
Like maybe even Tsukishima.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Oh. But this is getting intense, guys. So yeah, we're ready to go. So without further ado, let's do this. Oh.
一番面白かったのは10番だけど首相ねまあ確かに周りからはあんまり土台ってやつね
Oh, that's so clever to bring that up just so and he's still down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If this is like a concussion or something, I'm not gonna be okay with that.
Oh, that's cool. The crow flying over Alba Jasai and him kind of noticing of like
with this kind of scowl on his face. Yeah.
Right, the scowl of kind of like eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come and fly.
Having Asumi's spike knock the guy over.
Right. Oh my gosh. Shira Torizawa.
Yeah. I like how they build up how quick it is by making it be that, like, Hinata's getting almost to the very top of his jump and Kageyama hasn't even said it yet.
Yeah. Oh, boy!
Daichi! Daichi-san!
Oh.
なんだ接触したラスト
Oh!
ボール返した直後
Oh boy.
5番のボール君と首相君が激突
It might have just hit the jaw, which...
That looked like he was...
But it wasn't head on head, though.
沢村君
Okay, yeah, he's giving the test. He's giving the test.
仙台市体育館です
Okay, he knows where he is.
今の対戦相手は枠なんです
Oh, buddy! It's okay, it's okay, it's okay!
大丈夫であることを確認してきなさい
Yeah.
それが試合に戻る最
Cool,
短の
right,
道で
cool.
す
You might miss a set, but that'll be fine. Oh, a tooth! Dang!
首相君場合によってはこの試合無理な
Holy crap!
監督判断次第だけど
Oh, Tanaka!
すまん田中
Yeah.
お前がカバーに入ってんの見えてたのに
He did,
体
yeah.
が勝手に突っ込んじゃったんだよ。でも見ろ、お前の返した今の一本でこっちは
Yeah,
二
that's
時間だよ。
true. 3-point lead.
Oh, Daichi! What a good guy.
任せろ。
Yeah.
By the power of my 23-year-old face, I will.
Yes.
足取りもちゃんとしてるし、
That's good.
まあ大丈夫なんじゃね
お前しかいない。頼むぞ。力しっかり。
Chikara? Is that
え。あ
Ennoshita?
んま覚えてない。
I don't think so.
まあ
I know it is. That's Ennoshita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that haircut.
人数多くないし
Reminds me of mine, but with dark hair.
You got this, buddy.
あの背中の後ろにいることとあの代わりをやることじゃ
Oh, it's all
Hey,
good.
you're not alone. Everyone else is there too.
Yep.
やっぱり
Yeah, it's
江ノ下
Ennoshita.
さん
Yeah.
なんですね。
すまん。頼む。
All right.
すまんってなんだ。
What do you mean, sorry?
大地にぶつかったことか。さっきのはどっちが怪我しててもおかしくなかった。俺たちが考えてることがあるとすれば。朝日さん、お願いします。お前には怪我がなくてよかったです。
Yes! Asahi! Asahi! And the power is manliness,
ただ
yes!
でさえ大地。
So you need to be firing all thrusters.
Right, right.
なんか意外。パッと見気が弱そうなんだけどな。
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He's doing pretty well though.
うちに来てる時の様子じゃ、
Oh.
でも2年のドンは力だよ。
Okay.
Dawn of the second years.
うちの主力の暴走に
Oh, this is cool, showing how he's always been in the background and making
Right.
the first years kind of stay in line. Yep. That's awesome.
ナイスさ
Okay.
ー。センター。
Okay. Nice serve. Oh,
Crap. Don't mind, don't mind.
don't mind, don't
俺
mind.
がもう少し広く守る。
悪い西野や逃げる方が絶対後からしんどいってことはもう知ってる。
You got this, Ennoshita. Yeah!
All right. The way his voice like
いいじゃん。
cracked and stuff.
カラスのキャプテン代理。
一応2年の中でもそれとなく考えとけよ。次の師匠
Cool. Cool.
Uh-huh.
鵜飼さんが
Dang.
力でいいんじゃねえの。
Whoa.
なんでだよ。
なんとなく。
つうか今
You just made that popsicle 2 bites.
Even kind of looks like Daichi.
俺は逃げた。チームのトップなんてできるわけないだろ。
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ukai being terrifying.
1年が2人減ってその数日後俺は中学から続けてきた練習を初めてサボった。罪悪感はあるけどでも苦しい練習で怒られることもない。クラ素晴らしい。暑い中走らなくていい。怒られなくていい。
Yeah.
Gotcha. And life just went on.
Yep. Wow. Oh, his hands miss it.
Uh-huh.
His hands miss it.
That really was so great.
That was
having
a
the
really-
sound be happening.
Yeah, yeah, really good thing right there. Oh, dang. That's good.
実はド M なのか。サボってすみませんでした。練習させてください。
縁の下よかった。戻ってきた。じゃあ制服で来んなよ。
It's back when they were the first years that skipped because it was too scary, you know?
ランニング。
俺はバレエをやってない時の方が苦しかったから戻った。でも逃げたという負い目は多分 消えない。
He's tricking the fear inside of him.
Yeah! Alright! Perfect!
根性なしでも大地さんにかなわなくても
Alright!
Right.
そのために俺は戻ってきたんだから。
He's gonna do it too.
Service base, here we go! Whoa! Whoa!
ごめんごめん。
オッケーオッケー。次
Yeah!
Dang, Asahi.
もう一本。俺が決めよ
Oh.
冷静だな。俺が呼んでる。
Ooh. What? Yeah.
ナイスキー。
Okay, they're keeping the lead. Yep. Yamaguchi, it's your time. It's your time.
リードされてた前回とは違うだろ。
That's
今
true.
取れたらラッキーくらいにしか思ってないから。
ありがとう。励ましなのか。ひねくれた言い方するな月島。山口。吐きそう。
I feel sick. Because he's been teaching him.
ズッキーの言う通りリードしてるのはこ
Yeah.
っちなんだし。
Just
やばい、サブトス少し低い。
No, it's fine.
you got this.
Fine. Whoa! Whoa!
Is it gonna go? No, but this one's gonna.
This one's gonna go over. Wow!
Yes!
Wow!
Yeah!
Woo!
入ってラッキーだった。でも次ミスったらプラマイゼロ。あ、それなら絶対
You
ちゃ
got this.
んと入れた方がいいに決まってる。
あれ今度はジャンプしてるんじゃないんだ。
普通にビビったんじゃん。
Right.
やばい、攻撃来る。足動け。
落ちる。前前前。
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
You got this.
動け。足。
Come on.
Ennoshita. Oh my
Okay.
ナ
gosh.
イス。
Whoa!
All right, that's a
Is
set.
that the game? Oh, that's the set. Yeah, the set.
That's
well
just the
done.
first set.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I'm with them. Just. Whew.
なんか怒ってる。
What's going on? What's going on?
わかってます。
Yeah.
多分自分で一番
Yeah.
わかってます。
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Tsukishima is being so nice. For Tsukishima.
プライド以外に何がいる。
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
When he was done telling Tsuki about
あんな
that.
偉そうなことたくさん。
大丈夫だ脳震盪の
Oh,
心配
thank
はない
goodness.
Okay.
ただ口の中の出血と痛みがひどいみたいだ
Yeah.
念のため少し安静にさせる分かってます行くかあとカラスの来そうな感じになってます
首相がいないカラスのは
Dang.
当然のように上がっていたボールが上がらなくなるとすればそういうのは地味に
Yeah.
じわじわ
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
そ
Yeah.
れを実感している頃
Wow. Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
alright,
this is
alright.
getting intense. It's gonna be a 3-set game. It's gonna be a 3-set game
Yeah.
for Karasuno.
Yep.
Ooh, okay, so
All right.
so I'm still a little bit unsure about like where Abujasai fits into this whole thing.
So they're about to play Shiratorizawa.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying like they're not playing anyone that we know of right now, and we don't know who they're going to be playing. It's more like they're keeping track of specific teams so that they can kind of predict who's going to be next.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah, the real question is how many games do they play in a day? Because, like, if they, like let's say Abujasai was playing Shiratorizawa after Shiratorizawa's game is done.
Yeah.
It's not like they'd be playing them immediately afterwards, right?
Right, yeah.
So...
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But oh my gosh, Ennoshita coming in clutch, getting a huge upgrade as a character to being a like a side character, like a true side character.
Right. Well, and they're prepping it so that when Daichi and Suga and Asi leave, he can be the new team captain.
Yep, it's awesome. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Daichi is okay. The concussion is ruled off the table.
Right.
The match against Wakunan is one set in. Karasuno was able to pull that set through. They are losing the second set. I liked the very appropriate time skip that they used to show the other teams that we are thinking about. But I'm kind of surprised how they keep bringing up Abujasai. We don't know exactly who they're going to be playing next, and yet it seems like Datako is going to play Karasuno next.
Right. Because they said that would be...
So we might be seeing an early defeat, potentially, of Abujasai against Shuri Torizawa?
I think so, yeah. I think this is going to be the thing that you were hoping would happen, of Abujasai and Shuri Torizawa having their match, and
Karasuno watching that match happen.
Well, yeah, potentially, or at least the audience being able to see it. But if the audience can see it, it'll probably...
It makes sense that we see it through our protagonist's main character's eyes.
Right.
Also, if they just went through a rough match here, it would be cool to kind of show Daichi getting a little bit of breather time and them kind of reevaluating kind of as a team, how they come together when times are tough. And then they watch the two god teams go against each other.
Yep.
I really want a rematch, though, between Karasuno and Abujasai.
But do you want that more than you want to see Shuri Torizawa versus Abujasai?
I don't know.
See, that's
I don't
the thing.
know. It's the thing. So
the real thing that I'm curious though about is whether when the games are all played, because if it was something where they were playing a bunch of games all in one day, then they would probably mention it by now because of the whole idea of the endurance of it, right?
I think what the main thing is that when you get into, say, like they're in the quarterfinals, the quarterfinals all happen the same day. Then all the semifinals happen a different day.
Sure.
And then another day is the actual finals.
Sure. So maybe the reason that the Abujasai was like, oh, there's 5 points left in Shuri Torizawa's game is just so that they can catch the last little bit of it and be like, okay, how are they doing it? Okay.
Yeah, who's going to be going into which bracket and stuff.
Right.
Like they've already done their games.
Right, exactly.
Already. So... You know, that's why they were going around and watching, Oikawa and Iwazumi. Yes. Iwazumi. They were going and watching Karasuno and Wakunan's game.
Yeah. And apparently Ushiwaka has his own...
his own chant.
His own chant.
Well, I think when you're that good, it
Yeah.
just makes sense. And it's not that they're different people for his chant. It's that everyone in there, they have a bunch of chants, probably.
Sure.
Like, nice skill, Ushijama.
Sure.
Ushijama. Ushijama.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But yeah, this match against Wakunan, I did not think that we would get like this much crazy stuff happening in it.
Because, having Daichi get taken out of the game, right? At least for, I could totally see something happening where he comes back for the third set, you know, and it's like, oh, yeah, or maybe he doesn't. But either way, they upped the stakes like crazy, and then they brought in all these other characters that had sort of been on the sidelines, but then it's like, all right, now we're gonna be more main characters for this match. And Ennoshita was great, good call. Predicting that he would be the one that would be the replacement.
It made sense because Suga has had his moments of coming back into the thing. And I was like, well, they need to do it with another character. And Ennoshita has always kind of been this background mentioned character, and especially more so in season 2. But I liked the montage of them showing the little moments that he was doing something in the background to be like, hey, for those of you that were paying attention, which we probably weren't paying attention nearly as much as we could have been.
Like, we knew that he was more of a side, more of a main character than like the two other second years.
Yeah,
that
we
he
didn't even know their
to come
names.
Back. Yeah, we didn't even know their names. But we know that he was, bigger of a deal than them.
But some of those callbacks were season 1 material.
Yep.
So it's it's the kind of things that shows Haikyuu builds up characters early, intentionally, and they properly set up characters to be involved in this story early. Yeah. So just doing that well with Ennoshita was very cool. Other than that, him being still a kind of person who's not going to be a true replacement for Daichi yet. Because he still has less experience. He has the mental kind of issues of being a kind of a past-oriented person.
Right.
Like, he isn't able to fully live in the present sometimes.
But he's done a good job so far.
He's done a great job so far.
Yeah, he really stepped up to the challenge, even though he felt like throwing up.
Yeah, and had all the other people kind of letting them know they believed in him, but also letting them know, like, hey, we're going to be relying on you now. So we're doing that. There was a very cool little moment that I really appreciated, that Nishinoya said, hey, I'll cover a wider area of the backcourt. And Ennoshita was like, thank you. It was one of those little quiet moments where someone like Tanaka would have gone, if he was in Ennoshita's place, be like, no, I got this, you know, kind of bring up a false element of pride. But Ennoshita realizes, no, I actually really need that, that
I need
extra
the help. Yeah.
Instead of splitting it 50-50 or even like, what is it, 33-33-33, he's like, hey, I'll take, I'll take half of your 33.
Which is, if you think about it, that's pretty crazy because
That's
Tanaka.
Nishinoya
That's how
is,
good
too.
Nishinoya is. But also, Tanaka and Nishinoya are also second years.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
they were there from the very beginning with Ennoshita.
Yep.
They were the ones that stuck around and didn't slack off when Ennoshita did. There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah. And you have the different personalities of Nishinoya and Tanaka, in that they both are very high energy, high strung people. But Nishinoya goes kind of internally to making himself into the perfect weapon, and Tanaka is all about blustering and, like, you know, intimidating the other team with his high energy output. And Nishinoya is more like, well, I'm not physically that, you know, big or strong or anything, but I'm just going to be the best at my thing, my one thing. And maybe even in a lot of ways, the reason why they're like that is because of Ukai's. They got at least 1 year of Ukai's hardcore depth, like, you know,
that was their first experience.
Training. Yes,
like
exactly.
if you think about it, like,
their first high school experience.
Their first high school experience. And granted, the other players probably got that all 3 years. But the idea that, like, especially if they hadn't necessarily been big on volleyball before, they probably were to some extent. But the idea that suddenly it's like, okay, we're here, we're doing this, like that. But it might not be a coincidence that they're so high energy.
But the same training that broke the other first years made Nishinoya and Tanaka. And I think that's a cool thing to bring up, is that the second years, we never really see them all together. Like, just individually, no first or third years, just the second years. And we see them, we realize, oh, wow, some of these second years went on to become gods at volleyball. Like, Nishinoya is known across, like, the prefecture. They're like, oh my god, that's Nishinoya.
Yeah.
And Tanaka, he's not a legend by any means,
but he's good.
He's known, and he's like, oh yeah, he's their loud guy that's a really good wing spiker or something like that.
Right. The idea that it's just a given that he'll be on the court.
Right.
You know?
Right. And they're all starters as second years because, one, they're second years. But two, they're very good at their individual things. And Ennoshita probably could have been, because we did bring this up in season 1 with the whole thing of them, you know, essentially slacking off, the three of them, and not really giving it their all. But they all went to Tokyo.
Yeah.
So they were involved in those practice games. And while they might not be as good as, say, you know, someone else, Hinata's not going to be the kind of person who's going to pick up a defensive slack, you know, in the background. You know, we've got setters who are going to do their job, but they're not going to be in the back line, like, you know, doing anything crazy like that. I mean, they will rotate, of course, but I mean, like, none of them can do what Daichi can do. So Ennoshita is the closest thing to that. And it's actually really nerve-wracking. I mean, I know that I've, you know, played... I mean, we both played sports, but I've played a lot more sports recently than you have.
Absolutely.
And there's a feeling that you get when the captain of a team basically says, hey, can you come in for me and do what I'm doing? And it's very humbling and a very intimidating thing, because everyone kind of looks at you and goes, you're not the captain, but okay, yeah, we'll do this. And you kind of feel the double layer behind it. You feel the and then behind them they're like, oh please God, don't let this all just go to just go horribly. So I've rarely, if ever, had that happen, because I'm usually not that good at the sports I'm doing and stuff. But with Frisbee more recently, there have been moments where it was like, okay, and Caleb, you'll be in the main handling position. And I'm like, okay. And I like know maybe that the defense that we're up against has a very like aggressive, like anti position, strategy against my position. So I'm like, there's going to be a moment where if I panic, we'll lose this point. Like
fear cuts
almost
deeper
instantly.
than swords.
Yeah, so it can get to you. It can really get to you, especially if you're not like I'm not the most self-confident individuals when put into a stressful situation. Like I need to have things be a little bit easier. So having that moment be seen for Ennoshita, I've never been in that intense of a situation, but I can imagine the weight of it coming on you. And yet his moment where he yelled out, bring it! That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
Exactly.
You need to
barbaric yop.
Yes.
Yep.
Because it bolsters you. It brings you up to like peak state and stuff.
That's right.
It's just so good.
And then of course they had Yamaguchi there as well. And he did his thing. He did it. But then they also had the whole bit of him getting scared and not going for it.
Yeah.
And it still turned out okay. It wasn't like they desperately needed the point.
But he was on a court with people that were giving their all despite them being in a less than situation, and he wasn't willing to give his all
when it could have when basically it was the potential to win the game.
Yeah. It's a very real thing. There's you know how they were saying, I think it was a previous bit when they were saying, I think it was Jozenji back a while ago when they were saying playing doesn't mean not thinking. They're talking about how they kind of get out of their heads too much. And they don't strategize. They don't do the little detail, little tactical things. In this case, we had a couple players that were too in their heads. They were far too involved with the inner workings going on in here. And if anything, they need to just step onto the field and just play. Stop thinking, just do it.
Don't think about it. You've done this before,
And there's some validity to being in a position where if you maybe, get all the gears turning in here, you can get like 5% more output, but you'll add like 50% to your stress levels. So it's like, okay, let's give I don't know. I just think that there's something to it where you get out of your head and you just do it, and you don't actually care about giving 100% of your output, but you give like 95%,
and you give it consistently.
Rather than scaring yourself into trying to get 100%.
Yep.
Because most of the time you're just worrying about whether or not you have 100%.
Exactly.
And let's be real, none of us ever really know when we're giving 100%. It's just not a thing.
You do the best you can with where you're at.
Yep. Okay, so Abajisai watching all the matches was very cool. I like Oikawa's commentary. I forgot how much I missed having him on the camera, essentially.
Voice being all like...
Yes, his Ahsoka voice is so just...
Yeah.
It's chilling and magnetic.
I'll bet he's
know.
not typecasted at all when he auditions for roles and stuff.
You mean not when he auditions, but when people come calling?
Well, yeah.
Like, hey, we
too.
have this smarmy, higher than thou boy that we want you to play. Insert certain expletive before boy.
Right.
And he's like, oh, yada yada, And, I guess,
All right. It's a living.
Like, don't worry, the fans are gonna love it. They're gonna eat this up.
You realize this is like the 13th character I've done that's just like this, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's gonna be awesome.
What was it? Someone sent me a clip, and it was the voice actor for Dio playing Deadpool in a Japanese
really
dub of the whole thing. Yeah, it's like
that sounds amazing.
Certain voice actors and stuff that have just this this sound to them that just carries across, and they were even making like Deadpool even made a JoJo's reference in that. So we're way off topic here, but I just want to say that Oikawa's persona, Oikawa's presence that he brings when he's in there is something that's like he's hungry for volleyball. Like he enjoys it so much.
I want to see another one of those shots of him staying up late at night with the blanket, wrapped around himself, just staring at the TV, watching the games.
Yeah, I just want to bring another callback there. Is I think he has the yandere eyes for volleyball like Hinata does. I think we've seen him actually a couple times.
I think we have. Yeah, that's right. Although I guess we just maybe came to expect it because of his voice and just personality and all of that.
Yeah,
but that's a good point.
In Yamaguchi and Ennoshita, we kind of see the opposite. So instead of the hunger, they see basically not the revulsion of like I'm gonna throw up, but like
the terror of how things could go wrong.
How could things go wrong? Yes.
Right.
And there's this very, very interesting mindset you see when people are really skilled with something, because it's easier for them, is that they think about how all the way that things can go right. It's kind of like Nishinoya's Rolling Thunder,
I just had an image come across my mind.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So
no.
The Pacha meme when it's just
Yeah.
So Photoshop,
except it's more like this. It's like,
that's right. But Photoshop Hinata's face over Pacha, and it's when Kageyama sets the ball just right.
When Kageyama hits that ball just right, these hips
this
sing.
palm sings,
or this palm sings. Yes. Oh man.
Or Oikawa, when I serve that ball just right, my team sings.
The little comment from Jozenji about how they were talking about which players were kind of the MVP, if you will.
Right.
And then the main player on that team that has the bleached hair and stuff was making the point about how it's actually the captain who's
the unsung hero.
Yeah, the foundation that no one really notices until it's gone.
Till it's gone.
Yeah. So that was something that they brought up in the previous episode based on around how both the captains on each team with Wakunan and Karasuno were kind of having this mental battle. And it's like, I love the little telepathic energy that each other there.
Yeah.
But if we go into this next couple sets, basically without that added advantage on Karasuno's side, what opportunities could be given for other players to step up and maybe take the spotlight,
I know what
kind
you're
of
thinking.
Like Yamaguchi and Ennoshita did.
I know what you're thinking.
You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah. Tsukishima's, let's just say Tsukishima's getting his moment very soon.
I think we could be looking at not necessarily the moment that Bokuto kind of told him he would have, but a moment that will lead to the moment.
Gotcha.
And maybe it won't necessarily be something where he does something huge, but what I think it's going to be is that maybe Karasuno starts to get a little bit down, and not even the energy hype of Hinata and Tanaka can prevail them through, because Tanaka might be a little bit down even more.
And then that actually helps Tsukishima because he
Tsukishima
always found
thrives
that annoying.
Right, well, I think the Tsukishima might, being the moon and everything, he'll thrive off of the negative energy and be like, He'll be like,
yeah, you guys will all be down, but I'll still be awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
like, hey guys, do your best. And then everyone's gonna be like, Tsukishima!
It's gonna be straight up like Parks and Recreation, where you've got the one person who gives the eloquent, thing of, we'll miss you so much, and then Ron, who's like, goodbye. I have enjoyed some of the time we've spent together.
And they just start so beautiful.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
It'll be like that, but with Tsukishima, where it'll just be like, hey guys, do your best, or let's win
exactly
this.
Like Kyoko did
with the
do your best, and they're all like, I could see that definitely being the case. I could also see an actual rally. We haven't seen Karasuno ever go on a huge loss deficiency and come back really far to win. So you see how Shiratorizawa was beating the other team by 8 points and stuff.
Yeah.
Volleyball has such a there's such little things that decide who's going to get the point, essentially, that it's very hard to come back from a really far point deficiency. So maybe this will be that moment where Karasuno does that, but it'll be in like the third set.
Yeah.
And they'll be starting off pretty weak, but then something will happen and they'll just
And
climb
if
back
you think
all the
about
way
it,
over the course of the third set.
Usually the reason that that kind of thing doesn't usually happen in stories like this, where it's a single elimination thing, like in my mind, why I would think they haven't done that so far is because then you think, okay, well then they have to win, and all these points are kind of meaningless because we know they're going to make the points, because if they lose another point, then they lose and they're out, and we know that's not going to happen, right? But here, if they made it so that Tsukishima has his moment, and then maybe Hinata starts getting even more, yandere for volleyball, and it just keeps bugging Tsukishima even more and more, and he's just looking at Hinata like, will you stop it? That's so, it's stupid.
I think
and
Hinata and Tsukishima are going to save this game in a lot of ways.
I think so too.
I think we can't discount Ennoshita. I think that Ennoshita is going to have a moment also coming up. The other character who I think we also can't forget about, Asahi is the only third year now on the court.
That's true. And he's got those power spikes.
He's got those power spikes, and he had a little bit of a, all right,
like,
I won't fail you,
he
master.
Almost got 2 service aces in a row.
We could see a moment where just fatigue gets a little bit to the other team.
Sure, and then Asahi is like, okay, here's my time to shine. Let's see
And
how
just
many I
1,
can go
2,
for.
3, 4.
Yeah.
I could see it being like 3
There's also
points of that.
Kageyama's also there too. So
Kageyama is good, but once Asahi started applying that like wing spiker strength to it, he makes Kageyama's look like good, but not great.
Well, yeah. The idea is that his are so much faster.
Yeah. If anything, we're scared about Asahi's. They're just like, hey, like every other serve he makes is actually going to go out of bounds. So like, just be like, and nope, can't touch this. Can't touch this.
I'm picturing Muhammad Ali in the corner of the ring, just okay. But
I don't really have anything else to say about this episode other than I'm really excited about the possibility of a potential Shiratorizawa match against whoever that we get to watch. With maybe Karasuno.
That would be amazing.
I want it.
I'm calling it now. Tsukishima's about to have his moment.
Oh, really?
It's going to be amazing.
I would love that. Please let this happen.
Yes.
No. When the boy gets his moment just right, Karasuno sings.
Yeah. That's right.
And we do too.
Or at Caws. Caw. Yeah.
All right, guys, enough goofiness. If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out that link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about Tsukishima, his best boy, and all that. And if anything like that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.